You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here for Drakewing Gaming. It's something to me on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Minotaur Hotel. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Where are we at? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Okay. After drinking some time, you didn't feel as overwhelmed. All the craziness seemed to be under control. You check in on your phone after spending a couple hours in an armchair by the hearth. It had barely charged 3% of the battery. Probably won't remain on for more than a minute. As you head back to the couch to sit down, you hear a sound that has grown familiar to you over these few days. Astarion's hooves clopping towards you. Good afternoon, Master. Hello, Starion. Are you done with your inspection? Well, I had to cut it short. I don't want to disturb you, but I have very good news. Starion walks up to you at a brisk and excited pace, and hands you the ledger. He stands there waiting for you to open it. He shifts his weight from hoof to hoof, and his tail swishes back and forth in unison with his flicking ears. Lucas Walker, 1923, huh? What's such an old guy doing in the middle of the desert? Did you offer him a water bottle at least? He doesn't exactly look the part, Master. His age is the least of my concerns about him. I suppose you'll see. You look like a kid on Christmas Eve, you know. Please excuse me, Master. I just haven't had guests in so long. Well, I can't wait to meet this guy. I'm intrigued. You think he's in his room now? I suppose so, yes. I'd rather not disturb the guests, but this is a special occasion, isn't it? Perhaps this one time. You're about to head to the new guest's room when you hear footsteps approaching the lounge. There's a rhythm to the footsteps as they alternate between a long stride, scraping boots over the floor and quick stomps. It's followed by humming, whistling, and claws clicking against metal. It's jazz-like, with solid beats and a playful improvisation to it. When your first guest arrives at the lounge, his eyes are already wandering up and down, catching the grandeur and lingering decay of the place. He does not notice you and Starion at the bar. His eyes wander over the leather couches, the hearth, the tables, and chairs until they finally settle on the Minotaur. Well, if it isn't Angus, I was just looking for you, and... The Gryphon's eyes drift to you. Despite his friendly smile, he eats you with his eyes. I take it you're the owner. I don't know what the fuck that was. I take it you're the owner, yeah? That's right. I'm in charge of this place. My name is Alexios. The two of you exchange a firm handshake. The Gryphon's grip is crushing, even if there's not a single drop of malice in his eyes. You give it back to him in kind. And you must be Mr. Lucas Walker. I'm glad to have you here with us, and hope your stay is enjoyable. Oh, don't you worry about that. With two fine men such as you and Angus boy over there, I'm sure it will. Then he turns his eyes to Starion. And you? Well, I enjoy calling you Angus. My ma sure taught me better, so what is it? Who are you? You can call me Starion. I work here. Is that so? And what else is there to know about you? Pardon? What's your story? What do you do here? How did you get that whole half-skull look going on? And most importantly, are you single? Ha! Starion's my second in command. Keep silent. I was injured, but I'm getting better. I do most of the work under Sir Alexios' orders. I don't date. Is that so? That's a shame, because I know for a fact there's no beef better than all-American Angus. But it wouldn't do to have a taste. I am not American. I am Mediterranean. Ha! As if that'll stop me, but I'm getting the hint. Don't you worry. I'll stop. Anyhow, you got quite the place here. Shame it's got so much damage still. But I noticed you're making repairs. That's good. You better get some staff, though. A hotel doesn't keep itself going without hands, you know. So, you know, order time. And this is some good music. It may surprise you, but Starion and I can get a lot done. Still, yes, we are looking for people willing to join our staff. Starion, can you tell Mr. Walker how things worked here back then? Just Lucas fine, by the way. No need to be for any formalities, but yeah, go on. Yes, before issues arose with the previous manager, it was quite common for guests to choose to remain here indefinitely. Most didn't have anywhere else to go, you see, and we can pay reasonably well. Or we should soon enough, seeing as the hotel does not aim to generate profits. And the guests who join our staff get to enjoy all the hotel's facilities for as long as they want, free of charge. Is that so? Say, this could be fun. You reckon your clientele is a lot of single men? Yes. Just what I like to hear. You think you have a place for little old me, then? Look, I know I don't have all the city folk manners and all that. I was raised on a farm, enlisted as soon as I could. I'm rough around the edges. But I work damn hard, you know? And I can entertain people. I know how to make guests feel good. I'm real good at mixing some strong drinks. So, you have a bar here? Do you have a barman already? Trust me, and I'll give you this place some soul. Best dining and drinking place in this whole desert. You look to Starion. Whatever rude comments the Gryphon may have made before seemed to be water under the bridge for the Minotaur. Let me get this straight. You want a position here, so you intend on staying here for how long again? How long? Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a while, that's for sure. You say nothing, allow the Gryphon to feel the weight of his words. I don't have obligations right now. I need a long time off, okay? So yeah, getting a job here would help me keep my mind busy. Life's been rough, and I need to think about stuff. That's why I'm taking the time off. By a buddy's suggestion. Look, I want to do my best to give your guests make your best have a good time. Trust me, they'll never forget this place if I have anything to say about it. Again, take a look at Starion. He seems to be open to the idea. The hotel's mission is to take in those who are lost. You don't seem to care much for formalities, but in your own way, I can see you contributing to that purpose. Are you willing and ready to uphold the hotel's mission and bow to the owner's authority? Look, bud, I just want to make people feel good and keep myself busy, so sure, I follow my guts, and they're telling me this here will be a grand old time. Count me in. Well, Sir Alexius, with your command, I can have it all arranged. What you say? Seeing as Mr. Walker swore your oath already, all you need to say is, Lucas Walker, hereby you are taken into this hotel as staff to fulfill its mission and to serve as manager of the lounge. Fancy, huh? Very well, Mr. Walker. Hereby you are taken as staff of this hotel to fulfill its mission and work as manager of the lounge. You offer your handshake. Lucas firmly shakes your hand with a big smile and an earnestness in his eyes that betrays his earlier attitude. The lights in the hotel shift for a second right after you both let go of each other's hand. Spooky shit! I just wanted to work in a bar, and I've just sold my soul to the devil. What would Ma think if she knew? What the hell, I was already going to hell anyway. So, Chief, I'm free to run the place, huh? Now, let's see. Luke looks around the lounge, his eyes fixating on certain spots. He rubs his beak in pensive fashion and occasionally points at stuff, going back and forth around the room. It's like, water's up. He then rests against the counter, drumming his fingers on the wooden seats. After a moment, he returns his attention to you and Starion. Say, don't get me wrong, fellas, but this lounge, fancy as it is, looks a tad too old, doesn't it? I think it could use a makeover. Starion looks at you. I have fond memories of this lounge's current layout, but the Labyrinth has always shifted its appearance throughout the years. Maybe it's time to give it an update. Well, it could look more modern. Luke can barely contain his excitement. Alright, Chief, let's start with these tools. We could make them more comfortable, you know. We're going to be taking in very tired wanderers, aren't we? Yes, that's a valid point. The hotel's lights flicker. The wooden stools have been replaced by more comfortable leather seats with metal frames. Well, what do you know? I really did sell my soul to the devil. Is it too much to ask? Too much to ask to make that brown leather red? I think it'll tie the room together. The lights flicker again. The leather seats of the stools are now red. Alright, now let's do something about these lights. One by one, the lights flicker as you approve Luke's requests. He starts with the lights, dimming the chandelier at first before getting rid of it entirely. Yeah, add more red lights to the counter. No, make them pink, and the red lights go over there, above the tables. Wait a minute, speaking of the counter, make it more curvy. Yeah, just like that. I'm loving this. More curves behind the counter. Luke continues adding more touches to the lounge, essentially turning it into a nightclub. His requests take a turn for the worse. Alright, I want this to have access to the kitchen so we can serve some grub while the guests relax. Burgers like Ma and Pa's. Oh, and can we have a pole over there? Can't forget the metal poles in the stage. Poles? A stage I can understand, but what are the poles for? My numbers, of course. Trust me, Angus. I'll put on the best shows this joint has ever seen. I don't think a pole will be necessary, Luke. Alright, your call, boss, but let's keep the stage, shall we? You keep fulfilling the Gryphon's request until eventually he's satisfied. Achievement! Free bird! Wow, that does look different. By the time you're done, the old lounge has turned into a high-end club with quick access to fast food and drinks. Luke's face is beaming. This place is a dream come true to him. Starion can only stare in horror. Well, fellas, if I did sell my soul, at least my portion of hell is going to be the best one. This place used to be a hell of sorts, but that is in the past. Relax, Luke. The hotel just works like that. How about we have a drink to celebrate? We can explain it to you in more detail. Chapter 7. A Moment of Weakness. You spend the rest of the day with Starion and Luke in the lounge, admiring the change in decor, sharing drinks, and exchanging stories. Luke had some interesting stories to tell about his life on the road. You recounted some of yours in turn. A classmate asked for your help to deal with a bully, and you managed to make the two of them become good friends. For that time, you took on a skinny friend of yours as a gym buddy. You taught him the ropes and trained alongside him. Second, y'all. Water time. Man, this game's got fantastic music. One night, the two of you and his brother, a rugby player, went out for drinks, and that ended with you sleeping with said brother. Luke burst out into a shrieky laughter and high-fived you. Starion kept quiet for the most of the conversation about past experiences. His brief answers made clear his apprehension about sharing his story with Luke. Still, the Minotaur had his shy smile throughout the whole night. As soon as the topic turned back to anything less personal, he rejoined the conversation. With the aid of a few glasses of wine, Starion's posture relaxed, slouched on his chair, eyes half closed. He was afloat in a sea of bliss. Eventually it started getting late, and he bid Luke farewell. You and Starion, meanwhile, returned to the master's quarters. Starion stumbles about with you, drowsy but happy. He hums and sways his head back and forth. His hooves add a rhythm which echoes throughout the hallways. When he looks back to you, his one eye has a faint glimmer. Long day, huh? Yes, indeed. It's been so long. Time demanded its due. So much has changed. Peculiar faces, a different lounge, a whole new time, but I feel like I used to back then, surrounded by friends, talking well into the night. I have a purpose again. I cannot thank you enough. It's nothing. No, it is quite something. It is a high honor to serve you, Master. While we're at it, there's something about which I should inform you. It is your right as Master to know, and my duty as Keeper to inform you. Remember that story I told you in the lounge? Which one? You told so many. The one about Master Robert and his son Master Bernard, whom I helped raise. Now, where should I start? I asked you today if you liked how I looked when I tried on my clothes. That was not a trivial question. The Master has a right to determine how the Keeper should look. That, of course, includes how I should present myself, what my uniform should be. But it goes deeper than that. During Master Bernard's mandate, he deemed I should have white fur. Before arriving here, he was a physician, you see, and believed it would convey cleanliness. Meanwhile, Master Robert always wanted me to have black fur, even as a child. I thought it looked respectable and imposing like that, and that he too would seem powerful when riding on my back. I suspect with time Master Robert insisted I have black fur solely to annoy his father. The two of them bickered about it quite often. They'd exchange jabs about it during dinner. But when the father was on his deathbed, he requested a moment to talk in private with each and every one of his descendants. Not so private in reality. I stayed by the bedside to annotate his will, to make sure each and every one would have their corresponding legacy. Midway through, he asked to see me how he remembered me. His son acquiesced, and so I served him until the end. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!